Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces. And then it describes some others, and then, of course, he brings up Jesus Christ and our advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ, coming and giving us the kingdom. And, of course, Daniel was troubled, and he told him it was going to come to pass. Don't worry about it. Well, in the 13th, turning back now to the 13th chapter of Revelations, we get another witness from John the Revelator as to the exact description of this fourth beast. You'll see that it falls in line with the very thing we just read in a way. Look, chapter 13 of Revelations, and verse 1, and I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads, 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Okay, we can see now in these last days, since this Afghanistan war and the war in Iraq, that the 4 people that have been in control of this whole thing is Putin in Russia, Blair in England. The Saudi Arabians have been trying to help keep the peace in the Middle East, but failed. And President Bush. So we have 4 kingdoms here that are represented. And you say, well, how did Saudi Arabia get involved? Well, they've been a secret partner because they have the oil money, and they don't want to come in the open. They stay behind the scenes. And how do you know this, Brother Mike? I say to you that a little short time ago, President Bush has got a ranch in Crawford, Texas, and I saw on the news one night that the dictator, Fad, was over at the ranch, and that President Bush had him by the hand, and the two of them were walking through the door of the ranch house together. And why would these 2 men of complete opposite understandings and beliefs be walking through the door together? I'll tell you why. Because it didn't matter what they believed in God. It didn't matter how they believed in ruling. What mattered was the power and the money of the earth. That's what this 4th kingdom that's been put together by England and Russia and America and the Saudi Arabian governments have come together to control the world through putting down of the different governments and raising up, making governments of their own to stand instead of the ones that they take down. And so you can see that this thing is manifesting. Oh, they haven't declared that they're the New World Order yet. That's coming. Don't you worry. The former President Bush already declared that he's looking for the New World Order to come in, and this president has declared that the New World Order is coming in, and we can tell that the New World Order is being set up. I have speeches from Reagan and Pope John Paul back in '88 when they were ushering. Both speeches declare the New World Order is coming forth, and that the governments are working toward that. And so this New World Order is going to control the whole world. And so we can see that these nations are controlling things in the earth right now. And so we can find proof of this. There's a tape out by Alex Jones to help you understand that there's an underlying government here in America even that's been taking over and doing things here. Alex Jones has got a website on the internet, and you can look it up. He's got a tape on 9/11, the road to tyranny, and it describes about how this underlying government has been ruling the entire world from underneath the American government. But it's not to get you incited into riot and make you want to fight the government. The saints of God are supposed to pray for our president, pray for our government, and pray for the world, and we're going to do that. It's only to reveal to you that you might see that this New World Order and this government takeover of the entire world is this last kingdom, and it's being set up right underneath our noses. And so the revelation knowledge is coming forth little by little, and when they declare it, you'll know that you've been told that it was happening. So now let's go to Daniel chapter 9. I want to bring in the last revelation knowledge I have about the desolation, the abomination that makes desolate, the timetable of the end, that you might get a revelation of it here. It's Daniel chapter 9, starting in verse 24. It says, 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city, to finish the transgression, and to make an end of sins, and to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks, 62 weeks, and the street shall be built again, and the wall even in troublous times. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself, and the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood, and unto the end of the war desolations are determined. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. Okay, this is the portion that the Lord God jumped up out of the scriptures, and the Spirit began to reveal to me what this means. The 70 weeks that he's determined here upon thy people to finish the transgression and make an end of sins, and to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, and anoint the most holy. This 70 weeks is 70 years. The revelation is that it's 70 years. 70 years to do what? Well, here's what verse 25 says. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks, 62 weeks, and the street shall be built again, and the wall even in troublous times. Okay, so the commandment to restore and build Jerusalem, I don't know if everybody knows this, but in 1948, May the 14th, Jerusalem became a nation again. Israel did. And of course, Jerusalem wasn't brought in, but Israel had to be established as a country. And when this was brought in, this was the beginning of restoring Jerusalem unto the Messiah. And he says here, it shall be 7 weeks, 62 weeks. So when we add that up, getting your pencil out and getting the math, you can see that from the going forth of the commandment in 1948, it shall be 7 weeks, 62 weeks, and that added up as years comes out to be 69 years. So that adding 69 or adding 70 to 1948 comes up to 2018, and then when you add the 7, it says 7 weeks, 60. 60 is 60, and 67 and 2 makes 69. So this thing about the commandment to build Jerusalem and bring in the street built up and the wall is going to be that long. Now, so that gives us a timetable that God is describing here about the years from the going forth of the commandment to restore Israel and Jerusalem. Verse 26, and after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself, and the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood, and unto the end the war of desolations are determined.